Timor-Leste will take part in the Venice Biennale, often described as the Olympics of the art world, for just the second time later this year. The curator of this year's pavilion, Loredana Pazzini-Paracciani, joined our reporter Zekedes from Bangkok to discuss her work with the three talented local artists contributing to the exhibition.
Thank you for joining us, Mana Loredana Pazzini. Firstly, how did you become involved in Timor-Leste's pavilion at the 2026 Venice Biennale?
My first encounter with Timor-Leste was on the occasion of the Venice Biennale 2024. I visited the pavilion on the opening day and I met Maria Madeira and curator Natalie King. I was very impressed with the pavilion. I was very impressed with the works that were featured, and so I've connected with Maria and for her to join a group exhibition that I was going to organize for a few months later in Singapore of female artists. And so she participated. She was one of the 8 female artists in this group exhibition that was focused on Southeast Asian contemporary art. I've been working in Southeast Asia for over 20 years, so my expertise and my field work is really in relation to Southeast Asia. So getting to know more about Timor-Leste was a great opportunity. And after that, I was interviewed. There were a series of candidates for the pavilion, and I was interviewed and I was selected. So it's been a great honor for me to been chosen as the actual curator for the pavilion on 2026.
So Mana, can you explain your role as a curator and your work with local artists?
As curator, I put together the team and of course with the help of the advisors we started doing research. I've visited Timor-Leste several times. My first trip to Timor-Leste was in July 2025, and then subsequently I went in November, and then I went again in January this year. So there was a lot of field work that I did, and this was in view of learning really about contemporary art in Timor-Leste and culture arts and culture in Timor-Leste. And then slowly we selected the artists and we started to work very closely with them.
What have you learned about art in Timor-Leste since becoming involved?
The journey has been fantastic, and I've learned a lot from all the research trips that I've done, and of course my conversation with the arts community in Timor-Leste. There are amazing artists and a very rich, thriving community. So the experience has been incredible so far. It's a small community of artists, as I said, but there is a thriving enthusiasm to develop new skills and to develop new focuses for contemporary art. So the opportunity that I had was to really engage with the artists and for me to learn from them and from them to understand what is it contemporary art at international level.
Tell us about the selection process and the 3 artists who have been selected to participate.
Back in July, we did something which was very new for Timor-Leste, which was to do a first open call to Timorese artists. Because we, together with the commissioner, our commissioner, Secretary of State, Jorge Soares Cristobal, and together with our advisors, we felt that this opportunity to show at the Venice Biennale was an opportunity that we really had to open up to the wider and broader community. We launched this open call, and the open call was for Timorese artists in Timor-Leste and in the diaspora. We received a number of applications, some of which were very promising. So we went through a series of interviews and to scale down, of course, and then come up to the finalists. These interviews were very rigorous, and it was myself, my team, and as well as the committee's team and advisors. So we eventually highlighted 2 artists, which are the artists that we've selected, Edson Caminha and Juventino Madeira. But there are 3 artists in the pavilion, as you know, and the 3rd artist is Veronica Pereira Maya Weaver, an activist and, in my opinion, a forerunner of conceptual art in Timor-Leste. So she was actually selected, and I invited her to join the pavilion. She was the first artist that I put my eyes on, because I was, through a series of events, I was given access to her most important work, which is Taish Don, a work that she produced between 1994 and 1999 in direct response to the 12th of November 1991 massacre at Santa Cruz Cemetery. This is a very important piece of work, and a very important element in Timorese history, but is also very important from an artistic perspective.
We really appreciate it for your time to joining with us, RTTL World News. Thank you, Mana.
Thank you.